We now give the floor to the distinguished delegate of India. You have the floor.
Madam Chair, my delegation acknowledges the consensus resolution adopted at its 79th session to convene a preparatory committee for the United Nations Conference of Plenipotentiaries on Prevention and Punishment of Crimes Against Humanity in 2026 and 27, leading to convening of the United Nations Conference in 2028 and 29 to elaborate and conclude a legally binding instrument on prevention and punishment of crimes against humanity. We are of the view that states bear the primary responsibility and obligation to ensure justice and accountability for the most egregious violations of human rights and mass atrocities committed either in their territory or by their nationals. Any attempt to introduce legal theories or definitions drawn from other international frameworks without broad-based support will not gain universal acceptance and must be avoided. Any legally binding treaty must give due regard to the diversity of legal systems and unequivocally respect national sovereignty. Without such recognition, the legitimacy and acceptance of any such instrument will be fundamentally undermined. As the process will deliberate on the draft articles proposed by the International Law Commission on Prevention and Punishment of Crimes Against Humanity, our endeavor should be consistent with the Charter of the United Nations and the universally recognized principles of international law. Anything less would create fragmentation and conflict with existing legal norms. India has actively and constructively participated in discussions of the draft articles. We emphasize that any definition of crimes against humanity must explicitly capture the heinous crimes and atrocities perpetrated by terrorists and their sponsors. Justice and accountability demand that such acts are not overlooked. We categorically oppose the transposition of existing legal regimes into a new convention without critical examination or adaptation. Madam Chair, we strongly believe that a clear jurisdictional linkage should be established, giving precedence to territorial or national jurisdiction over crimes committed by states on nationals. This is essential for delivering justice, upholding the rights of the accused, and addressing the legitimate interests of victims while preserving the sovereign authority of states. The draft articles should not, under any circumstance, override or diminish a state's sovereign right to address crimes, including crimes against humanity, through its own judicial processes and penal codes. National mechanisms must remain central. It is worth underscoring that existing international legal instruments already comprehensively address crimes against humanity. The draft articles are inspired by the Rome Statute of the International Criminal Court. This approach is problematic, particularly given that many states in Asia and Africa, including India, and a number of permanent members of the Security Council are not parties to the Rome Statute and have expressed long-standing reservations about its structure and functioning. Since 2005, the manner in which the referrals of situations to the International Criminal Court are made, especially the haste with which such referrals have been made, have come under criticism. The acquittals have further cast a shadow on the credibility of the ICC. These developments validate the certain serious concerns many states have expressed about the ICC's politicization. Therefore, it is imperative that all substantive concerns regarding the draft articles be addressed through open, inclusive, and transparent dialogue. The discussions in the committee should guide the PrepCom and the subsequent meetings so as to ensure that the process is rooted in consensus and should fully take into account the legitimate concerns of all member states. Thank you, Madam Chair.